right, baby. It's direct from the beautiful Inland Blue Studios. Honey, this is the Nerdlife Crisis Podcast with your hosts, that fine-ass Chris Thayer, that beautiful Steve Hale, and that big hunker chunk of meat, Ron Milts. Woo! Mama's hot up in here. Let's get this party started.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to the Nerdlife Crisis Podcast, Best of Volume 3. Here with your host today, me, Ron Milts. So here it is, you guys. This is our third Best of volume, and picked out some doozies for you today. We're going to start off with something that was a segment for a small time, but we really haven't gone back to because we were terrible at it. But let's open up with our first segment on board games.
I don't think so, man.
So we had a request from a listener to do a segment on board games.
Which is really out of left field, but makes sense.
So we were like, why the hell not? I know Steve doesn't play a ton of board games.
Well, the last time I played a board game, I got so shit-faced drunk off a fifth of Southern Comfort. I spilled Southern Comfort all over the board game. We were playing a Talisman.
Oh, really? That's a fun game.
Talisman. This was probably 90-something. I drank a fifth of Southern Comfort. I ruined the game. I was on the back of a motorcycle that hauled ass around this camp. I went under a cabin looking for a dead raccoon. Apparently, I was taking pictures with naked, middle-aged hippies.
Where the fuck
This
was
is
this
sounding like
happening?
an episode of Game of Thrones, because I'm totally lost on the
Dude.
storyline here.
A friend of mine...
We should do a segment called Steve Tells a Story and then Chris tries to retell it.
Dude.
So.
A friend of mine used to own a carpet cleaning business. I went with him to help clean some cabins up there, some carpets.
Okay.
And in payment, they're on
You
a
got to
budget.
play Talisman?
No, they went ahead and said, hey, we'll tell you what, we'll give you a couple of cabins for a weekend.
Nice.
Come on up. Okay. This is like a camp with cabins. Kind of like what you go to, like 6th grade camp type.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Well, little did we know that the weekend that we chose was also the same weekend as some middle-aged nudist hippie fucking thing up
Sweet.
there.
Yeah, dude.
Right? So we get up there. We're like 21 years old,
Steve's
right?
people.
And we were like, holy fucking shit, these people are naked. I mean, like, really naked. Like, hey, man, like, your dick's hanging out, you know?
Any dwarf dick? Because that's very valuable from what I understand.
Apparently.
Magical property.
So thankfully, this
It was not a porn star campground.
No. This was not the beautiful stuff that you would see in the porn movies. So, it was going to be an interesting weekend. And I proceeded to get hammered drunk while we were playing this board game, Talisman. If you could still find it, it's a great game.
Because you described Talisman to us.
Not anymore, dude. Not anymore, but it's a fun game. All right. I remember
I
that.
had a great time.
There were
Until I
dice.
spilled
It's kind of like, I don't know, like a Monopoly type of thing, I guess. I couldn't even tell you anymore. It's been 20 years. Give me a break.
And you were drunk. So.
And I was hammered drunk. I mean, like, I've never been this drunk before in my life. Like, you know how people say, like, oh, I blacked out? Like, I really did. Like, when I woke up, I was, like, on the floor, like, what in the hell happened? And everybody, this was at night now, because this started in the afternoon. We're playing this game, this board game. And I wake up, and it's dark. What the fuck happened, and where am I? Yep. I find everybody down at some campfire with some more naked hippies. And they're like, dude, just wait till we get home and show you the video. Holy shit. So here we are sitting there playing the game. Somebody pulls out the video camera. And we're playing this board game. And I'm like, hey, look at this. We've run out of beer, so I've hit hard liquor, which is not my
Bad idea.
thing. I'm mixing this Southern Comfort with Coke.
That's
right?
great, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, cheers. Camera goes off. Camera comes back on. I've run out of Coke. I'm mixing this Southern Comfort with hot chocolate. Now, right? Camera goes off. Camera comes back on. I've run out of hot chocolate. I'm drinking a fucking straight.
Oh.
All right.
Camera goes off. Camera comes back on. There's Southern Comfort all over this board game. I'm sitting on a bench with my right arm in my left sleeve and my left arm in my right sleeve. And I was sitting there like this. Mama, why did you have to drink when I was the baby. Look at me, I'm a dum-dum now. I swear to God. It's a true story. And then...
You look like the little guy from Mad Max.
Yeah, right? Then they proceed to follow me around this campground with the fucking videotape, dude.
Oh, my God.
And film Steve and his antics, dude.
Do you still have this?
No, thank God.
Why
dude.
not?
Oh my God, I want to see
Why
this so
not?
bad
This
right
would-
now.
This
Well,
is like
because
special features
this
for...
is-
Hell yes.
Our good friend Ed, this is one of his girlfriends from back then, dude. Oh, she's long, history has long, but it used to be a party favor. We would play this tape at parties, dude. It was, oh man, I was
It's
so
got to be
embarrassed.
out there somewhere.
We gotta
I
make
hope
it our
not.
goal in life
I
to
hope
find
not.
this recording.
If you are a listener of this show and you know Steve
Jesus.
Hale and you have a copy of this video,
Nancy Ortega is her name. She might have that
track
tape.
down
Let me
Nancy
tell you,
Ortega, we've got to find this
Let
video.
me tell you,
and post it.
dude, if that shit went viral, I would be an internet sweetheart, dude. This shit is
Holy hell, we've got to find
it's
it.
classic, dude. After that, like I can't even smell Southern Comfort without.
how much good shit in our lives that could have been on the internet was totally wasted by us not
Thank
having camera
God.
phones.
Dude, it would wreck my fucking chances of running for any type of form of government.
I don't think you
I
have
would
to
not
worry
be a
about
teacher
that.
right now.
I would say
No.
my campaign is I didn't exhale.
You're like,
Like fucking gutter is a
thank you,
tool,
gutter man, gut man. All right, so that is a
So
great
that was a
lead-in.
board game, dude.
That is a great lead-in. Talisman. I love it.
Needless to say, we didn't actually get to the review of the game because it just wasn't as interesting as Steve's story was. But I got another one for you here. It'll be a second chance movie. And this is only because there's some great moments in there with Todd. But then we do a board game right after that. So you guys, I think, will enjoy this. This is all the way back from episode 34. So enjoy.
Steve, you got a second chance movie for us? He's real excited about this one. So
Hey, where's my
I was-
$20 first?
hold on,
I was
wait.
skeptical.
Wait. Chris, do you have a second chance movie? Because I've got a Chris second chance movie.
Jesus.
It's a little movie you may have seen.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
It's called Rise of the Planet of the Apes. No, it's called The Godfather 2. No, it's called The Deer Hunter. I don't know if you guys have heard of this picture. No, all right, go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
I brought up
Citizen Kane is the name of the picture. It is about a man named Kane who travels through the forest.
Well, I brought up Apocalypse Now. I think Chris might have wrote that one down.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have to view that later.
Let me
hell is
delete it.
this?
Jesus.
He's like, isn't that guy from Godfather in that movie too? I have to check that little film out. It's called Welcome to the Jungle, and I don't know the whole cast who's in this movie except for one, the main person that was the draw to this movie. It was friends of mine. It was after that last Ronda Rousey fight, and it was so short that we had extra time to watch a film after. And they said, "Dude, you got to watch Welcome to the Jungle."
You could watch all of her
They
fights
said-
in less than a Friends episode.
Yeah,
so
it's got Jean-Claude Van Damme in it. And I
shut
was
the
like-
front door.
I was like, man, I don't want to watch this shit, dude. Exactly. That's how I was like, I don't want to
Black
watch this
Silk
crap.
Underwears.
And they said, no, man, you got to see. And what it is
Wait, hold on. Was that your Jean-Claude Van Damme?
That was
I got the Black
pretty.
Silk Underwears.
That sounds like more like Jose Jimenez
Yeah,
or something.
I-
You sound like Ant-Man's sidekick. Is what you sound like.
I'm amazing at impressions, man.
My name is Jeff. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he's more of a supporting character in the movie. But what it is this this lame ass office job people are sent on one of these what do you call it, like an office weekend
Retreat.
team building event. They're going to take Jean-Claude Van Damme as this outdoorsman survivalist specialist who's going to teach these guys to come together as a team and shit. And it's so bad, dude. He's so bad. He plays the typical role in one of those movies, but it's like tongue-in-cheek, like everybody else is like, dude, this guy's a dumbass. He's like tries to fight a tiger hand to hand and he gets mauled and like taken off a cliff until the end of the movie, where he comes back and he finally gives somebody that classic roundhouse kick. But the whole cast,
Jeez, the roundhouse kick.
right? And he goes, whoa, that slow motion roundhouse kick shit. But the whole movie is like this cast. They get stuck on this island. The pilot of the plane, he was an old guy, like a really old guy. he ends up just dying.
Of course he dies.
right?
Like the guy on the stagecoach
and then
in every other
then
movie.
Jean-Claude Van Damme gets mauled by a tiger off the side of a cliff, and then these 9-to-5ers have to figure out how to survive on this island. And it's funny because they like get into some fucking peyote or some shit. They all start frying balls, and it starts turning into like this adult version of Lord of the Flies. And it's
And wait, what is the name of this movie?
Welcome to the Jungle. But it's not as serious. It's funny because they're just getting all high and they're like starting this giant gangbang, and then the two people who didn't eat the stuff are like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's great, dude. You gotta check it out. It's on Netflix.
I watch it on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Is it supposed to be funny?
Yes,
Or is, okay.
and it is. I guarantee you will fucking laugh at this movie. It's so stupid, dude. It's rad. And then after being mauled by a tiger, I was telling these guys, Jean-Claude Van Damme comes back, and that's Ron. You got to watch this movie, and you got to see what he does at the end. You'll love it.
I can't wait, man. I can't
Great.
wait. So the movie,
check it out.
And you're knocking Sharknado,
Dude,
but you
Sharknado
love
is
this movie.
Fantastic.
No, you
cinema.
stop. So you recommend Welcome to the Jungle, but no on Sharknado, which sounds exactly the same in tone.
No,
No, it doesn't at all.
Because
Todd, you've seen Sharknado,
intentionally
right?
bad.
Actually,
You know what?
I can't bring myself to
The whole
watch
the whole
Sharknado.
vibe of the movie is kind of like one of those '80s, early '90s movies,
Right, like a
a
John Cusack.
Joe versus the volcano type of thing. You know, like that kind of. It's just like a comedy. It's not the strongest comedy I've ever seen in my life, but it definitely had that feel. It's not a movie that they make anymore.
Right.
They don't make fucking funny movies like this anymore, and it was cool, dude. I dug it.
Nice. I'm in. Todd's gonna bring something to the table. Something new and fun. You got a second chance board game for us.
Oh well, I guess I do.
We're not.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a board game. It's a deck building game. This is a legend
Deck.
Got
Oh,
it.
we're
As
gonna
in
play
cards.
Magic?
Yeah. Well, it's not It's not magic.
Well, we are
Magic
in a
missile.
gathering
I
of sorts.
cap-
So
Cap all my mountains.
Magic Missile.
It's called Legendary. It's a Marvel game. It's quite fun. I really don't know what to say about it.
Sold.
'Cause, yeah,
Wow,
I mean,
how about what is it about?
I'm really
What's the
glad you brought
premise?
this game to the table. Legendary, you guys. A game
Hey.
by Marvel people is fun.
you brought it to the table. Yeah, I mean, I'm not much of a gamer.
Describe the
so
game
if
for us.
Todd,
Yeah. What do you do?
you build a deck
What does that
of
mean?
cards, and you try to take out the villain, the mastermind, if you will.
Okay.
Oh, I'm so sold.
Yeah,
That sounds amazing. Can we play a round of this and then get on the computer for some papers, please?
I'm gonna make you fuckers play papers, please, before you leave.
Like, here's the deal: if it's a game and Todd likes it, because I am not much of a gamer, it's probably pretty good. That's
I don't know
the
about
biggest
all that.
selling point right there. I mean, hey,
Yeah.
I just want you to know, by the way, real quick, since Todd failed at this, Papers, Please, in the new edition of PC Gamer's Top 100 Games of All Time, came in at 54. I just want to say, Papers, Please,
A very respectable 54.
54th best game of all time.
of all time.
All time.
no, right?
out of
This
out
is
of
like that Rolling Stone
Was this-
article or LA Weekly article.
is this out of
And this-
55 games?
And this is why print is going
Out of 100.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It is
Why
a-
it's being replaced by fucking some 16-year-old's
And-
blog.
54, you said? So
Yes.
53 is Pong, what you're
Papers,
telling me,
Please.
right?
No, Pong's not on the list.
Oh, okay.
PC.
The first game ever
Am I the only
didn't
one?
even rate.
No.
Am I the only one that
Wow.
every time you guys talk about this, think of that scene in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? Tickets, please. Just have his tickets.
Yeah, right?
No tickets.
And he's like, this is a,
Like,
you know what?
it sounds
They
like
wa-
a fun game.
That
watch
actually
that-
is more fun than what he
They
described.
watched that.
Because you at least kick people off the...
That was the basis of the idea. They saw that scene in the movie and they said, you know what, dude, I bet I can make a fucking game of that.
Yeah, but no violence or anything.
Tell me you
just
would not play a
paper
game
ticket.
where you got to throw somebody out of a blimp.
that,
Yeah, but
like
is
a
that in
Nazi.
your game?
As long as I'm not throwing Nazis out the fucking blimp, I'm okay.
Look, I'm not going to describe the ins and outs of that game again. If you want, you can go back and listen to it, but it is a fantastic
Was that
game.
episode 2?
No, that's
Episode
it's
It was
like
a little deeper in.
a 17, somewhere in that
Oh,
range.
okay, God.
Just look for Papers, Please, if you want to search it out. So, Todd did a terrible job on selling us on the game Legendary. But
Hey, man, I'm not a game reviewer.
as we have discovered,
Hey, now, my school bus showed up. So
Oh, you got your school bus
I
for
got the
zombie
school
dice.
bus for the zombie dice. So I'm ready to rock, and I have 3 of the 5 in my house. Well, two of the 4 girls
What
in the
is this,
house.
Zombie Dice?
hooked-
You've never
played Zombie Dice?
Oh, Todd.
Okay, so when this is over,
We'll play around as
We'll
well.
play
We can
around
have
as Zombie Dice.
A mandate of legendary and Zombie Dice.
yeah.
All right, we got another one here from you. Another one in the Wayback Machine, all the way from episode 36. We were doing a segment of dumb shit our kids did that began to discuss about a little broom, a Harry Potter broom, and it turned into hilarity. So check it out.
Say, I've got one today, actually.
Oh, go ahead, man. What do you got?
Okay, so it's kind of a cool sort of indie alien film. It's called E.T. and it's about a little alien with a finger.
I wish
It lights up.
Is he trying to go home, call home, or something?
none of that makes any sense anymore because, like, with cell phones, couldn't ET just pull out his cell phone
Yeah.
and text home? Like, I don't, you know. I wish Todd were here so he could describe the plot of ET to us right now.
So
Did his finger look like this?
I totally saw that on
What
Facebook.
was
It
that?
looked
Why
like
is there an
Did
ET
you post
dildo? What is that?
Dude, it's the ET's finger, man. It looks like a goddamn wrinkly ass vibrator.
Is it like full?
This is something that they sold, man. I mean, it says for ages 4 and over, battery included.
I assume it lights up and doesn't vibrate.
Yeah, like, you know,
For anal probing goodness, Is that
dude.
what it
I
is?
mean, this thing is awesome, man.
And it, you know what? From the picture you have, Steve, it looks exactly like a dildo. It doesn't look like anything else but a dildo.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's like that Harry Potter broom that vibrated. Did you hear about this one? Got pulled off the shelves. Dude.
Wait, what?
Little girls were digging it too much, man.
Wait,
This is
what?
fucking-
Hold on.
No, hey,
They had
it's
a
a true
broom?
story. They had one of the fucking
Was it a Nimbus 2000?
something like that, yeah.
And it vibrated between
And
your
it
legs?
vibrated, dude.
Shut the
I
front door.
swear to God,
Sick.
Google it, okay?
I'm going to look that shit up at some point, man.
and they pulled it because I guess
I bet they did.
these little girls wouldn't get off the fucking thing, dude.
I don't know. I bought her this little broom thing. And
Hey,
she
dude,
won't
I
put
gotta
it
tell
away.
you, just because they're like 3, my boys will not keep their hand off their little peckers, dude. I mean, as soon as the diaper comes off, man, they're like, bam, on that shit. That was-
You know, it's funny, and this is going to translate into dumb shit our kids did this week. But what that movie, by the way, What We Do in the Dark, check it out. But dumb shit our kids did this week. So my son, for the first time ever, had like a man moment with his penis. We got him dressed, and I put his pants on, and he stopped, and he's like, "No, Dada, no." And I looked, and he did the thing, you know, you do when your junk's sort of out of sort.
Yeah.
Like he unbuttoned his pants, he reached down, and he like shoved his penis down as far as he could get it, and then like zipped his pants back up and like yanked. And I looked, and I was like, "You're a little man now. Like, what do you know, man? Like, good job, buddy. Good job." So, but in other news, we have started preschool officially. Yeah, since last we talked.
Ooh.
Yes, and this is
Has there been any fights yet?
no. He loves preschool. He could give a shit about us. Like, we drop him off, and he's like, bye, and just
Yeah.
runs inside. Wants nothing to do with us. Wants to play
Yeah.
with other kids. But the big thing, we are officially those fucking parents, dude. It has happened. Like, the two probably, like, most, like responsible, try to get everything in order parents, and between Elena and I, we have completely fucked it. He has been late almost every day.
Oh, dude, that gets serious when they get into like
we
regular
got
school.
the letter home that was like, and the kid is required to wear underwear to school. Required. Elena didn't have underwear for him, so she sent him in a pull-up, which is a huge, like, they are not allowed to go in pull-ups. We got her dad went to go pick him up and got chewed out about wearing the pull-up, and I'm like, I stopped and I looked at her and I was like, we're that parent. We are literally the fucking people that you have complained about every year, every day for 15 years about why can't this parent just get their shit together? We are those fucking people. Like,
Jen took the boys one time to daycare, fucking flip flops on. They're like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, hey,
Chris just pulled up the picture of a kid on the Harry
dude,
Potter.
I'm telling you, man.
This is the gayest kid ever riding a broom. He's like, it's super. But yeah, we're that fucking parent, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's really sad, but that's who we are.
Hey, I'm that parent. Like, I'm that dad. He's got them both in the fucking basket of the shopping cart. at Target.
Yeah.
Like, here's some fucking popcorn. I'm like sipping on a Slurpee, yelling at him and shit. Sit down. Sit. You hear me? Oh, you wait till we get to the car. I'm gonna give you a pow, dude. Like, I'm all threatening him and shit and yelling at him. And then, of course, I look like a fucking maniac anyway. So these people are like, oh, these poor children.
You look like CPS is going to show up at any point.
Shut your goddamn mouth over there. You don't even know these children are animals, man. They've gone feral.
So it's not so much dumb shit our kids have done this week for me as much as dumb shit as a parent that I have done.
Parenting. Doing it
wrong.
Questionably.
I got some reviews here of the broom if you want to hear them.
Oh, yes, I do. Go ahead.
Let's see. When my 12-year-old daughter asked for this for her birthday, I kind of wondered if she was too old for it. But she seems to love it, capital letters. Her friends love it too. They play for hours in her bedroom with this great toy. They really seem to like the special effects it offers, the sound effects and vibrating. My oldest daughter, 17, really likes it too. I recommend this for all children. Holy shit. Oh my God.
So if
Told ya.
All right, our last segment comes all the way back to you from episode 26. It is a episode where we had a special guest, and Todd was actually, when he was still with the show, was only his second episode on. But it's the hashtag Where's Natasha thing that Chris tried to start forever ago. So here we go. Todd Pemble back on the show again.
Thank you for having me again.
We basically made it a point that we thought we needed to have Todd on the show more. He is the...
so many things in life can just use more Todd.
I don't know about that, but I definitely think the show could use some more Todd. There's a lot of things I think of.
Fucking, you know what? We'll have a special Todd time.
Didn't the show start out like every episode was like a story about Todd?
Well,
Dr.
back
Evil
in the
and-
90s on MTV, they had like this gay designer guy, and it was called Todd Time. So we're fucking, it's about the same.
You know what? You're right. Todd does look like a gay designer, you know?
He does.
I think it's the receding hairline and the butt chin that does it for me.
Is that what it is? Receding hairlines just scream out gay?
Listen,
You're like, yeah, man, I'm so excited to show you the room. Like, it's really coming together. If you look here, the vagina color on the walls is what really makes it good.
All right,
listen,
so...
if you went to West Hollywood with that fucking, with that fucking bear...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
fucking
he's a grizzly,
thing
man.
going
He's a
on,
grizzly.
dude. Holy shit. They're like, you are fierce. Look at you. That's
Well,
Oz.
I'm so glad we could get that testosterone out of the way right out of the get-go. Guys, you might hear a female laugh in the background. It is a banner day here on the Nerdlife Crisis podcast. Drea Dillon's here with us today, ladies and gentlemen. Nice round of applause for her. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I would just like to say it was...
As the usual woman in the room, please go ahead and jump in.
Are we gonna have dueling vaginas?
I don't know, man. I think honestly that Drea's got bigger balls than Chris this week. So
Okay, Drea, we will get to you in a second. But the first thing is we all need to pile on.
God damn it.
You are the fucking little bitch pig of our, like, you know what? You're like,
This is
the
what
big bad
happens.
wolf huffing and he blew my house down.
Fine. And then I saw a picture on the internet.
Okay, stop. Hold up. For any of those that don't know, Chris had like a female meltdown this week based on the Black Widow is like got dissed in the Avengers because apparently Chris is a 1960s bra-burning feminist on the show and we weren't aware of that. So congratulations for that. And please speak your mind so the rest of us can now mock you for 20 minutes. And
bitch.
go.
All right, so you suck ass. I saw the picture, and you know what? I'm totally cool. She got her time on screen. She doesn't have a lot of toys in the stores. There's not any merch for her really. It's very, very thin. You know, fine. I understand marketing. I understand they want to sell to the boys. It's an old, outdated, model. It's friggin' stupid. But then they put out the plane with the motorcycle that shoots out of the plane and takes off and goes. Now, in the movie, remind me, who was riding the goddamn motorcycle?
I believe that was Black Widow.
It was Black Widow.
And that
You know
tight,
who-
yummy spandex suit.
Yes. It was a
Catching
key
shields and
moment
kicking ass.
in the film. It was like they showed in the trailers. They show it on the commercials. It's a big moment.
And in reaction to that, you felt the need to post on the Facebook page
Wait,
42
I didn't even tell
in
you.
the course of 26 minutes.
I didn't
That's
even
probably an accurate count too, right?
Hashtag where's Natasha?
Hashtag where like Chris is starting a thing
No, I
that
didn't
nobody on our
start-
Facebook page is like
just piled on,
jumping
dude.
on at all.
Nobody at all. Actually, that's not true.
I love that Bieber is. I love that Bieber hashtagged where is Supergirl. Like after you posted that shit.
Yeah, that was it. So the reason I got mad is not so much that she's been overlooked, although that kind of pisses me off, but that she
As
was
a woman, you feel
completely
very insulted by that,
suck
right?
my ass,
Okay.
dude. They put Captain America on the motorcycle. And I'm like, what the hell is that, dude? That is so obviously effed up.
Chris is like, Steve, I understand what it means to not be able to have children.
I don't have a list.
Listen, you know
asshole.
what? Like, this is really nothing new. And I'll tell you guys a quick story. Todd's heard this story a million times before. But back in the 80s, when He-Man was really hot, okay, and I was a little kid, and Christmas, what did I want? I wanted Skeletor or He-Man, fucking Man-at-Arms, something like that,
You
right?
got She-Ra, didn't you?
Dude, my grandmother for Christmas gets me fucking Tila. Okay? I open up Tila and I go, this is a girl. This is for girls. And I fucking threw it on the floor. Let me tell you, Christmas morning was over at the fucking Hale house, dude. I thought my dad was gonna fucking kill me, man. I mean, get to your fucking room. Christmas is over. We're taking all this shit back. But I was like, dude, this is a fucking Barbie doll, man. I don't want this, man. I wanted
Wanted a man.
Yeah, you wanted a man to play with.
Speedo
spandex.
with a box.
Right?
Here's maybe where the difference is in the room.
Steve's like, I wanted my
Well, let me
He-Man to
tell
have a
you.
strap on.
Let me tell you.
With blonde
After
bob
that,
with
let me
it.
tell you, Tila was the center of the fucking gangbang after that, dude. After that, man, shit, she was getting the Eiffel Tower from fucking Skeletor and fucking He-Man. Right?
All right,
And
all right.
So what you're saying is it worked out.
I'd bring that cat in there too. Shit.
Wobbly, little wobbly HBCS.
That explains a lot about you right now.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on in that
No wonder
fucking
you're
Castle
raising
Grayskull.
quote unquote Spartans.
Yeah.
Right? You bring that dog in here, boys. We're gonna have some
You
fun.
know, so like shit, man, they don't want, you know, I mean, do you really want them to get?
Well, hold on,
Well,
hold on.
here's the point, though.
Stop,
I mean,
stop,
now
stop.
I got
We have a woman in the room, and
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
that we should ask her opinion and not our regular bitch's opinion about
Suck it, you asshole.
about the Black Widow and everything having it. So, Drea, please enlighten us on how you, as a woman, feel about this quote unquote travesty unto man.
Come on, it's a slight.
you
It's
know
not
what?
travesty.
Okay.
Honestly, I think it really fucking sucks that it was such an intricate part of the movie. It was, and they changed it.
Okay.
It was changed. I do think that it belongs there. Like when I was little, I played with Wonder Woman. Action figures, not Barbie dolls.
I was
not any
almost
of that
jealous for a
shit.
second. I'm like, man, I want to play with Wonder Woman.
I did in my dreams. We're talking about actuality.
Went to great.
Oh, dude, I had the still hot. Dude, I was ching ching with the little wrist bracelets when I
Yeah.
was like 3 or 4 or 5 and somewhere in that range. So, but anyway, sorry to interrupt.
No,
Please
no, no.
continue.
I see what you're saying. I understand your point because it really fucking sucks that it was changed, and it was changed on the Lego action figure too.
I saw that
And-
one, which was even better because they put her flying the Quinjet.
Right.
And
awesome.
with Captain America on the
Right.
motorcycle.
like he's on the box.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
In the jet.
But she's a Lego, so it could be, she has no penis or vagina.
No.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just.
No.
it's just the.
You said
It's
on
just.
the box, and
Here's,
I went,
here's,
You know, Drea, one of the things that we've talked about on the show, and we always go, oh, we don't have like a woman's perspective of this.
I'm not sure that I'm the right one for that.
It's possible. But I'm like,
No,
you
but
know
I
what,
think you
listen,
are, though.
If women are 50% of the population, 52% of the population, then
Thanks,
isn't
China.
it up to the women, if they don't feel that they're getting their due, then they need to do something about it. Stop trying to make us change our wicked ass ways, apparently, and start encouraging their girls to read comics, play with
but
something
they
other
are,
than.
dude.
No, but
You
here's
know?
the thing, and you know what? I agree with what you're saying because Jen and I were talking about this earlier. I think it's all about your upbringing. You know, these little girls are playing with like Elsa dolls and these Frozen bullshit because that's what their parents are giving them. When I was little, I was fucking watching A-Team and G.I. Joe and He-Man. When I got a She-Ra doll, I was fucking pissed.
See?
Steve and you both. Apparently everybody hates the women. He-Man, okay, let's just say it. He-Man is officially the gayest universe in all the land.
Yes. I didn't even know what that was when I was a little boy.
You did.
Dude.
You did.
I did later.
Somewhere
in the back of your head, you're like, this is special.
and all of this would be fine if this were like 30 years ago.
Right.
But the times have changed. And it's time for the corporations to figure out, hey, you know, there's a huge section of the population that's now spending a whole shitload of money. You know, comics readers, females are around, 45% of the comic business. It's insane.
I would find that hard to believe.
I would too. But that's how it is, man. They are coming out in droves now.
I think... Here's my feeling on the situation, because you have a son, right?
Yes.
How old's your son?
13.
Okay, so if your son was 10 still, would he have wanted a Black Widow action figure?
No.
But it's not for him.
No, but let's if I did have a little girl, I sure as fuck would be out there buying her a Black Widow.
Exactly.
And I kind of thought that Scarlet Witch got the shaft too. Mm-hmm. So
I don't know. I don't think so. She was, as Todd said, she was raving.
She was raving the whole time.
Unless it was like with flipping wrist action. Like,
she's marketed right next to the glow sticks in that aisle.
maybe that's why
I knew I was going to get wrecked on for this, but I've been doing more and more reading about this whole issue, and I've been picking up on different articles. Do you know the top 2 screen time for the characters? Obviously, Captain America and Tony Stark. You know who the third is?
That would be Scarlet Witch.
No. Black Widow has the third most screen time in the Avengers, Age of Ultron.
Okay.
Once
again, that's...
How are you not
to me, though,
addressing that?
It's not even that because she's a woman, but... And I love Scarlett Johansson. We've gone over that.
Yes.
Okay, she's
There was
beautiful.
a lot of nipple talk last
she
week.
Is
Damn it.
about the lamest character in the
I
Avengers.
disagree. Hawkeye is by far lamer than she is.
Okay.
And I love that Hawkeye addresses that.
They're neck and neck. And it was good that he kind of made fun of that. It's like, dude, I've got like a bow and arrow. That's like ridiculous.
Basically, we're in a floating
like
rock.
Black Widow, she's like, look, I got a couple of 9mm Berettas.
Oh, no, man.
But
she
even
got new
still,
tech
like,
now.
couldn't we? I'm just saying, couldn't it be spun also to say that it could be like every woman?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let me get on my soapbox right now, but it kind of is like, you're not a fucking god, you don't have a suit, but you're fucking kicking ass as a regular woman. So it kind of, to me, is more like a more relatable character. So little girls look at her and they're like, "Oh fuck, I could go kick some ass
you
too."
look at the X-Men movies. Storm, big character. Rogue was the center of the first one.
I think it's a little bit of a different world.
To me, it's just like I'm looking. When I go to these movies, man, I'm looking for superpowers.
Right.
Okay. I've already seen badass action, kicking your ass, gunplay. Right. That's not what I'm looking for when I go to Avengers movies. Okay. I'm sorry she got the short end of the stick in the superpower world. Okay. She did. Now, the next one with Scarlet Witch, maybe she'll stop raving so much, but her powers were cool.
They were.
I really felt like I walked away from those two characters like totally like, we talked about it. If you haven't seen the movie, you're fucking lame. When Quicksilver died,
you didn't care.
I didn't fucking care, dude.
No.
I had
cared,
nothing
but that was
invested
me.
in
Yeah, I
that
did
character. And I had barely anything invested in the Scarlet Witch character. Okay. I was just like...
I liked him more than her, actually.
Well, look, all that
I kinda
aside,
feel
let's going back to the topic at hand. One of the things I will say about this, first off, the Nerdlife Crisis podcast does not carry the banner for "Where is Natasha?" That is Chris Thayer by himself.
Whatever. You know what? It was about an hour or so.
It felt like eternity. All right,
I'm sure it did. It sure did.
Did you like my fucking Joker post?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Furthermore, I don't understand why it's even an issue, because I had Star Wars toys growing up and I never thought twice about having Princess Leia, dude. It was like one of those things where you had the Princess Leia figures. There was her in her white plastic robe. There was her in like snow gear.
I just had to have
where was
every
your
character.
Princess
Yeah,
Leia?
let me tell you.
On, and not Endor. What's the other one? Endor. where she's dressed in some badass clothes and she's kicking
had
ass.
one of
I have that one too. Yeah.
Okay.
Listen,
Wow. All right.
The speeder bike one. The only one they didn't sell was
G.I.
Princess Leia in
Joe,
slave
the
outfit.
fucking Baroness.
Hell yeah, dude. She had a
Holy-
crossbow.
Now, see, by that time, like I was looking at the Baroness going, holy shit.
Like,
She's
she's
got the little
curvy,
glasses. She's got like his corset.
Can I just say this?
I
that
don't
when
really
Suicide
understand this.
Squad comes out, I'm going to be the first one in line for the life-size Margot Robbie Harley Quinn doll.
I just assumed you're going
Yeah.
in that costume for Halloween
I,
this
want,
year.
I need a 1-to-1 of that one. You know?
I need a one-on-one with that one.
Yeah.
Fucking Drea from fucking left field. over here.
All right.
Okay, so last point. I'm
I
not
thought we were
saying
done.
no. I want to make
I
it
felt
clear.
like we had made the
I'm not
last
saying
point.
she's the most important character in the story. I'm
not.
not
It is
saying she's
weird.
one of the top 4 characters in the story. My point is she is completely missing from almost every bit of marketing and merchandise.
I think
and
that
it's
was a
ridiculous.
merchandising fail on their part.
Look,
It's a major
I'm
merchandise.
gonna say,
fail.
how about this? How about 15 years ago? Nobody cares at all because the internet doesn't exist, and the 8 people on the internet that actually care
But-
about this shit.
That's not true, dude.
But you know
the
what?
cast members
Like I
from the
talked about-
films
but check
are
it out.
talking about it.
It is weird, but like and see that's the bullshit toy stuff that has no value. Like a year down the road, now the high end collectible stuff, there's
quite a bit of her
quite
stuff.
a bit of fucking Black Widow stuff, and those are the real. I don't know.
You know what? I
That's the
went to
things
the
I look
comic
at
shop
these days.
and I went to go buy a Black Widow figure, and they're like $30.
Okay.
And I pick it up, and her eyes are going 2 different directions.
Well-
and I'm looking at this thing, it's like,
Well,
man,
wait,
they
that's
couldn't
Scarlett
even...
Johansson's eyes actually.
No, they're
Listen,
not like...
fucking-
They were like wall
She doesn't have
eye,
Lucy Liu
dude.
eyes.
Listen, fucking.
She was pulling a straight on Marty Feldman on the
blame
thing.
China for that one.
You know what? I went there specifically to put my money where my mouth is, and I look at this thing and I'm like, I am not buying this for my kid because already this thing's
You know,
effed up and
it's
she's
funny.
gonna get made fun
I
of.
did the same thing when I went to the strip club. I wanted to put my money where my mouth was.
Oh my god!
Unfortunately,
have
they
you guys
wouldn't let me put my mouth where my
money
money
was.
was.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the picture of Scarlett Johansson at like an award ceremony?
Yes.
She's wearing a really low cut and she's doing an autograph. And they said, I didn't know she was left-handed. I had to actually look and go, oh shit, she really is. This top is.
Yes, it's called a plunging neckline.
Yes.
and it was
Is that what it's
plunging pretty
called?
deep.
I like that. It was all the way down to her belly button. It's awesome.
When your neckline touches your belly button, is it really still a neckline? That's all I'm saying. All right. So we're gonna transition from that.
I feel like I fared okay on that one. I
No,
was expecting to come out far worse.
Well, because here's the thing, man. At the end of the day, like I sympathize with like that part of it. I think the whole thing where this whole backlash where it's like, oh, she's a monster because her womb is removed or something.
No, that
like,
was stupid.
Oh, that's retarded. And I apologize to any retarded people that are our listeners, but that's retarded. And I
must have
Continue
missed.
on
I
with
must
that
have missed
phrase.
people. People were upset about that.
Here's the thing. That's why I
must have
was
missed
why I
that.
was blasting all
Yeah.
this, and that's why it came up last time we were here. Is because the focus has gone from let's make this right to let's pick on every little minute detail and every
Yes.
line in the film. If they had just done it right the first time,
oh my God, who cares?
this would not have been an issue.
I think there's something way more important to talk about here, and
Okay.
that's the fact that Steve didn't like the movie. What in the blue hell? Like, what do you enjoy? You are crass.
Listen,
sir.
dude, it
You're
was
a
the
crass
same
individual.
It was the same goddamn movie.
No, it was completely
dude.
different.
Like, look at that, man. You had some fucking like clever ass bad guy. James Spader did a great job as Ultron.
Let's take a moment
You know?
here, and I want you to tell me what's the
You
last
had
movie you enjoyed.
You had the tragedy.
No. What's the last movie you enjoyed?
That wasn't
Oh,
porn.
you gotta think about it. See, that's a problem right there.
The
Porn
Cars.
doesn't count.
Cars. Dude. It's all about cars. And Cars
I think what's
2.
happened is Larry the Cable Guy has rotted your brain.
it's quite possible.
Get it done. I fucking love it, dude. It's
Okay.
so funny.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys have really enjoyed this this best of Volume 3 of the Nerdlife Crisis podcast. We'll be back next Thursday or Friday with an all-new episode of the Nerdlife Crisis podcast. And once again, I have been your host. # Where's Natasha?
Music for the Nerdlife Crisis podcast is provided by Big Papa and the TCB. All music available at bptcb.com or at iTunes. The
Nerd Life Crisis is recorded at the Inland Blue Studios. Make sure to subscribe to the Nerd Life Crisis at iTunes and like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Nerd Life Crisis.